I've been diagnosed with ADHD for 8 years, and one of the first things I learned is there is boredom and then there's ADHD boredom because it's hard to find something interesting and it's hard to stay focused on that thing. And so these are my hacks to actually beat ADHD boredom. One of the hacks that you can do is called a boredom list. This is a list of things you like to do that are fun and entertaining most of the time. So when you get bored, you go and look at this list and you pick one of those activities and hopefully you find something that is going to keep your attention that you're interested in. And here's how to make one. Get a dry erase board that you can stick on your refrigerator, either on the front or the side, and you put boredom lists on there and you start listing off things that you like to do that you find interesting. And you just go down and list as many things that you can. Now, this doesn't have to be a definitive list at the first time you do it. You can actually have a running list of different things as you think of them. Just add it on here. And then we get to something that you're like, I thought I liked this and I don't like it anymore. Then you can go ahead and erase it off the dry erase board. Now, for me, like for instance, I like basketball, maybe some Wordle. I really like to do those. I'm not very good at it, but I do. And, sometimes I like to pick Call of Duty, and that's kind of fun as well, too. But whatever activities that you like to do, go ahead and list them here. Then when you're bored, you go and look at this list and pick an activity, and hopefully that keeps you from getting bored or staying bored. And here's a hack. Go to someplace interesting, fun, or just cool that you want to go to, like the beach or whatever. Like I went on a trip not too long recently. I went to a show where they twirl fire and everything, and they give you dinner as well. These dinner shows are really cool. Or you go visit some place that you find that is just interesting. Like I went to some caves and went on a tour there to go through all the caves and see everything. That was pretty interesting. So something like that you can think of that you want to visit or want to go to is a really good way to actually keep you from getting bored, because you are engaged in looking for something or being a part of something or even just learning something. One of the best hacks to try is to create a bucket list. These are things that you want to absolutely do, places you absolutely want to go, or experiences you want to have that you've just been thinking about all your life or just like for a long time. This is your desire to go to. You write this down on a list, and whenever you think of something else, you add it to the list. And so it's going to be really good, because now when you're really bored and you're like, okay, I'm really bored, I really need to go and take a trip or just do something I've always been thinking about, you can come here, look at the bucket list, and try to pick one of those activities. And the cool thing is, once you do those things, come back and check it off to make sure, hey, I've done that thing. It was awesome. I may go back and do it again, but I've had the experience, and it just feels like this really good sense of accomplishment because you've actually done something you really desire and really love and were really interested in, and you get that whole new experience as well. And that's great when you have ADHD. And here's a hack you may never try, but you really need to try it, and that is to get a journal and just write down everything that you're thinking at the time, or how you're feeling that day, or something you want to figure out. Write it all down in your journal, and then every day do the same thing. But it just gives you a space to get all your thoughts on paper or in a notebook, and that way you can think of other things, or that way if you're really thinking about something, then you can go ahead and write those thoughts down. And don't be afraid to just write random thoughts down as well too, because sometimes that's going to come when you're journaling, but then you can go on and think about something else that's not so random as well. So it is a very good activity with ADHD, because you do get to brainstorm, use your creativity, and that can be a very good thing as well. One of the hacks that might be the best hack is going to be learn something new. It can be anything you want to learn. You want to learn how to sew, you can do that. Want to learn how to ride a bike or even maybe swim, go and just do these things and learn them, or just try something out. Someone suggests something, hey, I never thought about that, let me go try it. You might end up just loving that thing that you are trying to learn. For me, now it could be something simple. Now something simple that I want to learn is this game, Uno No Mercy. Have you seen this? It's really cool. I love Uno. Don't know how to play this game. Gonna go through, and then when I actually learn how to do it, I'm gonna play somebody and play a draw 10. So that is gonna be fun for me. But whatever it is that you want to learn, don't be afraid to go ahead and try it. And then over time, you might be like, this is awesome for me, and I'm glad I learned it. A hack that could be really good to try is reading. Find a good book that you like and just start reading it and going through it. It doesn't matter if you like romance or sci-fi or fantasy or whatever. Just find what you're interested in a book. You might have to go through and read, a few synopses on the back to find one that you really are just interested in reading. but go ahead and try. And the thing about it is, reading lets you just have your imagination, and you can think of different things, or you can imagine different things. Now, if you don't want to actually sit and hold the book and read it, go ahead and actually do audiobooks. Audiobooks are great because now you can take them on the go and just listen to them on the go. And you can actually get the same experience as reading a book as you go through everything. Now, another thing that you can also do that is similar to audiobooks is podcasts as well. These are really good because now you have people just talking back and forth about interesting subjects, and you get interested in that, and it can be a thing that keeps your attention for a long amount of time. I know I've listened to podcasts, and sometimes I'll listen for 1 to 2 hours just because the personality of the person is good, or the subject is good, or sometimes I'll listen to a part and then go listen to another part of another podcast. So you have a lot of them out there, and that is also something that you can do that keeps your mind occupied or thinking about other things. This hack may be simple, but it's really effective. Get outside, go jogging, walking, swimming. Any of these activities are really good because you get to be outside in the sunshine, and sunshine's always good. Vitamin D just boosts your personality, but you get to see something else in the four walls in your apartment or home. You get to see, trees or squirrels or other people, or maybe people walking their dogs. Whatever it is, you just get something else to look at and see. And also, if you want to listen to a podcast or an audiobook or something like that, you can take that with you and listen to either of those as you're walking around, and it makes it more enjoyable sometimes. But it's just something to actually have a different environment for a little bit of the day, and it lets you just be somewhere that isn't inside to where you're just looking at the same thing all of the time. This hack is related to other hacks, but it's its own experience, so I put it in its own category. That is going to a movie at a movie theater. Now, we at home, you can watch a movie there, but it's just like, okay, I'm at home, I'm relaxing, whatever. I'm still in the same environment. Nothing is really changing. But if you actually get together, go to a movie, maybe you have a friend that's going to go with you. You go to the movie theater, you get your ticket, you go up, you get your popcorn, you pay like $5 extra for candy and, more for a drink, whatever. But that whole experience is just something you can't get at home. And you get to watch in a seat and on the big screen, you get to be in there with other people that are doing the same kind of emotions or whatever. Now, you just hope you don't get people that are annoying next to you or anything like that, but generally the experience is really good. And even though the movie is not good, it's just the experience itself that actually helps you to say, okay, this is something different. Your brain realizes it's something different, and it can be something that keeps you from being bored. Even though you might be able to watch the same movie at home, the experience overall is a lot different. A hack that can be super helpful is to connect with others. Whether you're hanging out with a friend, whether you are talking online on your headset playing a video game, whether you are just talking over webcam, whatever, or maybe you invite a friend over and hang out and play a game together. Whatever it is, whatever you have to do to connect with someone else, you just want to have that actual face-to-face connection, or get some feedback for someone in real time, or just have a conversation that you might just not have had any other time with any other person, because now you're in front of that person, you get feedback, and you can talk back and forth about something and laugh, have that emotion. And so it's one of the best things for you to do. And you just don't get that from anything else. And you can combine some of the other hacks with this. You want to have a friend or family member, whatever it is, or go someplace and meet somebody new or whatever. All those things can be part of other hacks that I've actually mentioned as well. So this is one of the best hacks that you can do. A hack that's really good is to do something that lets you be creative. For example, you just maybe want to doodle. Just get a piece of paper out and just start doodling around, and you don't have to actually have any type of idea what you're drawing. Just go ahead and let it be freehand. Or maybe you want to do like making bead necklaces or something. Or maybe you want to actually put model cars together. Or maybe you just want to write poetry. Whatever it is, whatever just lets you express your creativity can be really good, because you're able to have some kind of experience of thinking of things, and maybe changing things up and being able to be flexible with things. and not really just matter how much about, okay, is it right, is it not right, or anything like that. You just want to be able to be creative and some way to express that creativity, whatever you want to do, whatever is enjoyable to you. You know, you can even write those things on your list of things you really like to do. These things are your creative things that you really enjoy doing. And so find those activities, think of those things that are really the things that let you be super duper creative, where you just do your thing and it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, as long as you get to express your creativity. Hacks to beat ADHD boredom is one thing, but what else you need to know about ADHD boredom? I have a video that goes over all the things you need to know about it, and it's gonna come up on the bottom right hand of your screen. Click that video, go watch that video. It will tell you all the information that you need to know.